this one began as I decided to take a walk outside, nice summer day, around a local strip mall. Nothing I really had in mind. I just wanted to, take a little walk around. When out of the corner of my eye, I caught sight of two of my very best friends, Ratchet and Clank. So I waved to them, and they didn't see me. So I walked closer, and then they caught sight of me, and then they were really happy to see me. So I ran up to them, gave them a hug, and then I just said, "Hey guys, I haven't seen you in such a long time." And Ratchet said, "I know, Michael. It's been a really long time. How have you been lately?" And I said, I'm doing okay. Just stuff in between. Job, school." Ratchet says, "Yeah, I hear ya." And Clank says, "We too have been very busy. Not so much domesticated anymore." And I said, "Yeah, I heard. You guys are always busy. Since you are on so many galactic adventures, I never get to see you anymore." And Ratchet says, "You better believe it. After everything we've been doing, it seems like everyone wants a piece of the galaxy." And Clank says, "And it's our responsibility to dispense justice." So I said, "Well, it seems that justice hasn't been the only thing you're dispensing. You guys are making a movie now." Ratchet says, "Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in fact, we're pretty busy with that. There's just so much preparation and going into the movie. We've just been so busy, haven't had a lot of chance to do much of anything." And I said, "Well, yeah, it just seems like every year you guys are off doing some incredible adventure. What did you do in between?" And Clank says, "Well, if it's not returning here, we usually just go off and enjoy ourselves either on Joai Resort or one of the other many places we've been to." Ratchet says, "It's been a while since we went to the good old Mactar Resort." Clank says, "That is also true." So I said to them, "Well, yeah, oh yeah, I'm also sorry I couldn't make it to the funeral for Kronk and Zephyr." And Ratchet says, "That's alright. I'm I'm sure we could have helped you out." And I said, "Well, could you have given me a ride there?" And then Clank says, No, we couldn't have." And I said, "Well, once again, I'm sorry about the loss." So, getting past that, what are you guys doing lately? And Ratchet says, "Well, we saw that one video you put about us." And I said, "Oh, really? What did you think?" And he just says, "Well, it seems you're a little disheartened as to what we're doing with the games." And I said, "Well, that's true. I hope you guys get at least an origin story, or at least one where you eventually find your family." Then Ratchet says, "Well, your wish may be half granted. I hear Sony is now working on a PlayStation 4 game, which is sort of a reboot, telling the origin story." I said, "Oh, is that a fact?" And he says, "Yep, I'm definitely proud to say it's true. We're now officially gonna reboot some of the original games. Not all of them though, but just some. But time will tell. I'm not gonna give away too much, but hopefully you won't be disappointed." And I said, "Well, that's pretty good, but you got more work to do now in time for 2015 when the movie does come out." And he says, "Yeah, you're definitely gonna go see the movie, aren't you?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see the movie. So, do you have high hopes for it?" And Ratchet says, "Well, I've seen the script, I've looked it over. Quark seems to be really happy about it, and so do some of the other people involved. So yeah, I definitely have high hopes for it. What do you think, Clank?" Clank says, "It definitely seems promising. The script is okay. I'm a little disappointed about how the canon's turning out, but hopefully it won't distract from the overall humor we have." And he goes, "Hehehehe." So I say, "Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, I definitely look forward to what you guys have in mind." So then after that, Ratchet says, "Well, other than that, the latest game's gonna be pretty cool from what I hope. It should be better than what we've got going on. Yeah, apparently, it just seems like things have slowed down in terms of games. We've tried some experimentations with others, but with other types of gameplay, like four-person co-op, which didn't turn out as good as we hoped. Then there was also tower defense, which was better, but not by much." And I say, "Well, don't you ever want to go back and try to find the Lombaxes?" And Ratchet says, "I think about that every day, but the Dimensionator, it just won't work anymore. And that was the only hope we had." And I said, "Yeah, if only there was a way to fix it, huh?" Clank kind of looks at me and he just gives me a little wink. And so I say, if only. So, I guess that's all you guys up to? And Ratchet says, since while we're here, we might as well just hang out a little more together. I mean, still, it's going to take a couple more Earth hours before we have to get back to work. I said, oh, where are you guys working? Then Ratchet says, ever hear of a little place called Burbank, California? And I say, yeah, I've never been there before, but yeah, I've heard of it. Ratchet says, well, we're hanging out there for a little while just to get in touch with the good movie makers, and because, you know, being a star is not easy. We just gotta, like, well, actually, Clank's been a star before, haven't you? Clank says, yeah, I mean, working on Secret Agent Clank's never been easy. They never really got the correct requirements for my trailer. So I say, yeah, well, I wish you guys the best of luck in the future. So Ratchet says, you too, man. Say, why don't we head down to Orange Leaf and see what they got there? And I say, I didn't know you guys knew about Orange Leaf. And Ratchet says, are you kidding me? And so that was that. We eventually spent the rest of the day just heading off into the town. A couple hours later, Ratchet returned to Aphelion, and the two, actually all of them, just went off as I just waved back in the distance. It was an alright day, good to catch up with some old friends. So, I can never seem to remember the outro I use for these videos. That's typically because I never seem to write it down. So I keep forgetting the outro I use for these videos because I never write it down. And that's the truth of the matter. While I'm here, I want to give a shout out to Infernoken. You're awesome. You're the most subscribed person I've probably given a shout out to, but, you know, basically if you haven't heard of him, he does a lot of predictions of mostly Telltale games like The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, and they're pretty solid. They're actually really good. He does like a lot of other stuff too, like he can go into the games and like swap out the characters and stuff. It's pretty funny, and I'm definitely become a big fan of Telltale, like especially with The Walking Dead. I really love that series. But if you haven't checked him out, go check him out. Bye.